So shortly after Subaru announced the yellow edition BRZ, they've now pulled the cover off on a brand new BRZ. It's actually called the Type RA, which stands for record attempts. We're going to get into it because it's got a bunch of parts from the STI. It's got some engine upgrades. We have the Car Scoop article here. We're going to read it. We're going to share some pictures. So let's jump into it. All right, boys and girls, welcome back to another video. I urge you to stay to the end of the video because we're going to go over this vehicle completely from point A to point Z, from the specs to the pricing to where can you buy it. So if stick around to the end of the video, you guys are going to enjoy this one. Hit the thumbs up and the subscribe for your boy. Let's jump right into it. This is the article from CarScoop, and it says new Subaru BRZ Type RA drops with race car upgrades. It says limited run edition uses lighter racing internals, sharper chassis tuning, and an STI body kit for a more focused driving feel. Now, there is a catch on this vehicle. The only thing is that Subaru launches this BRZ Type RA as a limited run only for Japan. So if you live in the US or if you're in Europe and you're watching this video, you can't buy that. You can't buy the vehicle, but we're gonna get into it because it's got a bunch of cool stuff with this car. So as CarScoop says it right here, it's called the Type RA, short for record attempt, and it carries a healthy catalog of STI components, a more focused suspension setup, and a racing engine. That's actually pretty cool. Only 300 buyers in Japan will ever get one. Let's jump into the pictures before we cover anything else. This is a side profile of it. Right away, you see that we have a pretty big wing in the back. That's actually pretty cool. You know, it's got a bunch of STI parts. We'll see if the exhaust is actually upgraded. Headlights still kind of remain the same. Tail lights remain the same. But when you go to this front bumper here, you see the STI badging. So for some people, this could be the BRZ STI. Now, as for the race engine, we're going to see what it has. It says the 2025, the new special edition starts with a BRZ STI trim, which corresponds to the US spec BRZ TS, although the real inspiration comes from the Team SDA Engineering BRZ concept, SNF concept that runs in the Super Tycoon series. Now, what sets it apart? Starting from the exterior, the Type RA is fitted with an STI body kit that includes a front splitter, a rear bumper extension, a performance muffler with larger tailpipes, I figured it much, and an optional rear wing with made with carbon fiber. Now, if we go up to the pictures, we do see some of the bits and tips here. We see the front one where I showed you the STI, where you see the splitter. Now, this is the carbon fiber wing. That's actually really cool because it is complete carbon fiber. Now, the wing holder right here in the trunk don't really sell me that much, but you know, that I guess that's what it comes. So, all right, boys, this video is sponsored by CarLock. Let me tell you something. If you're a car guy like me, if you love modding your vehicle and buying those expensive parts, make sure that the first part or that first mod you do to your vehicle is the CarLock real-time GPS system. And I'm going to tell you something right now. You think you're going to take your vehicle somewhere, you're going to park it, you're going to lock the doors and walk away. Well, think again, because around 850,000 vehicles get stolen every year in America. That's about one vehicle every 37 seconds. And the recovery rate is less than 1 out of 3. And with CarLock, you actually get that peace of mind. This is the first mod I have ever done and will ever do to any vehicle I purchase from now on. CarLock has been a sponsor of the channel for quite some time. And let me tell you about some of the benefits that CarLock brings. Tamper and monitoring alerts. If anybody turns on the engine, if anybody moves the vehicle, if anybody opens the windows or opens the door or actually disconnect the system, which is the biggest questions everyone gets. What happens when you disconnect the system? Well, you're going to get a motion and you're going to get an alert like the one you see on the screen here. Now, if you want to find out more info on CarLock, if you want a 14-day trial, if you want a discount, make sure you use my codes JaviVibes, and all the links are on the description below. Let's continue. What's beneath it? While the new outfit adds some presence, the real distance lies under the skin. The F824 naturally aspirated 2.4-liter boxer engine carries lighter internals, including pistons, connecting rods, crankshaft, flywheel, and a clutch cover from racecar. Subaru did not specify whether the output has changed from the stock 232 horsepower It has gone up, although it claims the revision created a race car engine feel like with reduced vibration and smoother acceleration. Look, it might not do a lot of power, but it might just be quicker and lighter and a lot more throttle response. So if you're probably running it against another BRZ, probably the same horsepower, it's going to be way faster. Now, the Type RA also adopts a rear differential case with cooling fins from the Cup Car Basics. It benefits as well from a shift assist function developed in the Super Taiko series with rev sync for downshifting and flat shift for upshifting without lifting off the accelerator. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. Chassis upgrades include a new set of CF front and rear dampers, and STI rear flexible draw stiffener. Stopping power has also been improved thanks to Brembo brakes with ventilated disc and gold calipers. Pricing and availability. This is some of the bits here that we can see. These are the wheels that come with it, which obviously have the STI badging on it. This is your race engine, which does have the STI badge on it, and it also says Type RA. Now, unfortunately, for the rest of the world, the BRZ STI Sport Type RA remains a Japan-only affair. Production is capped at only 200 units for the standard model, priced at $32,000, which will be 4 million yen, $30,100, with another 100 unit reserved for the version equipped with the rear wing, which is capped at $35,000. So you're going up about another $3,000. These figures represent about 7,700 and 10,900 above the regular BRZ STI Sport. The limited edition or the limited availability means prospective buyers will need to enter a lottery to secure the chance to purchase one. Every time I read this lottery things, it's almost like when you were buying those Yeezys back in the days and you had to go to Foot Locker or wherever you needed to go to sign up for a lottery, and then they call you and said, hey, you won the lottery, come pick up the car. Applications will be accepted at Subaru dealers between November 13th to the 30th. The special edition will also be on display at the Fuji Speedway this weekend during the final round of Eno's Super Taikyo series, empowered by Bridgestone. Here we can see it at the track. You obviously see the bigger tailpipes, the STI badging. So look, it does give you some bits and tips of the STI. You definitely get, which is one of the best things, is that you get a lighter and faster engine. We don't really know how much more horsepower is going to be, but it's definitely going to be more of a little track monster, making a lot more power, not making a lot more power, but having a more powerful engine with lighter internals. But anyways, the Type RS STI, it's only for Japan, limited to 300. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I always read you. Hit the thumbs up and the subscribe. I'll see you boys on the next one.